A very good morning to you and welcome to Fuel. My name's Peter Davis and today we're here at Chery in Chansao Lin and we're going to be test driving the future, the Omoda E5. Let's take a look at the exterior of the Chery Omoda E5. It's very sleek, elegant, fresh. It's got nice sharp edges and it's got a colour that you don't often see. Well, this particular one. Underneath the Omoda front name, you do have the charging ports for the EV vehicle. You can see here, they've got a couple of different charging port holes. So you do have DC and AC. And if you're using DC, you can charge in about 28 minutes 30 to 80% of your battery. Now, if you are charging at home, a full battery charge, maybe over 8 hours, would cost you approximately 35 ringgit Malaysia. On top of that, you want to treat it like your mobile phone. Don't wait till it's on 0 to start charging it. When it's around 28%, it's time to start to plug it in. As we move down, we can see the front camera just above the number plate, and under that we have active shutters. And those active shutters open or close depending on how hot the engine is running. On the E5's nice sleek front corner here, we have an LED daytime running light. And below that, on the X-style front bumper, we have the high and low beam light with corner assistance. So when you turn right, the light will follow your steering wheel. The E5 runs on 18-inch wheels, and those 18-inch wheels have got nice aero aluminium plates on each of the 5 spokes. Those wheels are covered in Kumho tyres, 215/55/18, providing solid grip. This E5 has a very modern urban vibe. You've got the plastic side skirts with carbon fibre looking inserts, and you've got a nice silver roof rail on top. It's a nice two-tone, very basic colour scheme. Moving to the back, we've got one of my favourite exterior features of the car, which is the whale tail. It's got 2 vents on the left and right hand side, and we've got the third brake light bang in the middle. Just a little bit lower than that is a lip, which gives it a very aggressive exterior rear end. And below that lip, we have the LED rear lights. Elegant and chic. One thing I complained about with the Honda HR-V was the breakup of the rear lights with the Honda badge. No problem with that here, just the rear camera on the back underneath the center of the coupled lights. Some people have complained about the E5's very short back. So I think with regards to design, what it does is it means the car looks wider and more sleek and more sporty. So here we have a nice color of green, and then to make things look even shorter and tighter, the bottom is black and gray. Now, if the whole thing was green and then you made it even deeper, the whole thing would look a bit weird, like a minivan. Like this, it looks pretty cool. The only problem with that is if you get low enough, you can see the rear suspension arms and even the battery. With that being said, however, it's not likely you're going to see any of that if you're sitting behind the E5 in traffic. Now we've got the back end open, let's talk about the space. Here we have 378 litres, but if you remove this, you get 483 litres. Then, underneath, we've got a little bit more space for your laptop, tools, whatever you might need. And if you need more space, you can get 1,075 litres by putting the seats down. Okay, let's just, don't know where the connections are. Ta-da! First try. And just to let you know, the seats do split 70-30. The interior of the Omoda E5 is very elegant. It looks very Mercedes-Benz-like. You've got blue leather on the doors and also on the top of the dashboard, and that matches the blue leather of the seats, which are ventilated, by the way. Perforated leather there, white and blue, very nice. And you've got this nice white trim, and the white trim matches the covers on the armrest and also the bottom of the dashboard here. I don't know if these are actually leather or not, but the stitching is very nice. And then you've got all of this, an ash color walnut finish. It looks very nice, and it does complement the silver door trims. So it all looks like one piece. If you look at the center console, it's very sleek and empty. Enough space to put a couple of coffees down on. But why would you want to put coffees on it when underneath you've got a couple of coffee cup holders? And you've also got the wireless charging port just there. Look at that. Boom. 100%. Also, just to note that under the phone, there's a little cooling system, a couple of air vents there to keep the phone cool whilst it's charging. Because with 50 watts, it could get quite warm. Let's check out the other cubby holes. Enough room for your key, maybe. And just here in the armrest, a huge amount of space to lose as many things as you like. Now, the reason this center console is as sleek and as elegant and as empty as it is because the gear selector is found on the right-hand side of the steering wheel, just like a Mercedes-Benz. For the gear selector, this is how it works. You just press down for D, up halfway for neutral, and all the way up for reverse. Now, if you want to stick it in park, just press the button on the end there for park, just like you're activating your rear windscreen wiper. Now, on the left-hand side, we've got lights, and we've also got all of our windscreen wipers. There are so many things on this stalk that it's quite confusing. What you see in front of you is a 24.6-inch 2K panoramic screen. It's comprised of two 12.3-inch screens, each doing their own thing. I've got the heads-up display just in front of me, which gives me information about the vehicle, map, etc. And then on the left display, we do have the ability to check out the GPS, audio, what your battery's doing, vehicle settings, and connections to your phone, etc. From here also, we have accessibility to the interior of the car. What you can do here is you can change the color of your interior. For the rear passengers, you have one air vent for the air conditioning, a single USB and a single USB-C port. So we said that the back has a USB and Type-C. The passenger seat also has USB and Type-C charging ports. And on the driver side, there is a 12-volt charger, nice and old school. Now, also on our center console armrest area, we have a selection of buttons. Air conditioning, which will take you to your infotainment air conditioning settings. You've got, of course, your hazard lights and your rear and front heated glass. Now, I know this is an EV car, but it still has modes. So, eco mode, obviously eco-friendly, normal mode, so regular usage, and then my favorite, of course, sport mode. We'll find out exactly how fast this Omoda E5 is in just a minute. So, as well as regular air conditioning, you might remember I said that the seats are ventilated. Well, clicking on seats, let's go to AC, which is there. Okay, clicking on seats, we can see that you can turn the seat ventilation on or off. So they actually have fans inside the seats. Now we've connected to Bluetooth, and let's just test the speakers. Good. Oh, no, it's quite loud. It's nice. It's bassy. No breakup on maximum volume. I'm sure there's a way to get it even louder though. By the way, the audio system is from Sony, so you've got 8 Sony speakers powering the sounds. The audio supports Android Auto and Apple Play. Now, the most manual thing about this E5 is the sunroof. So you gotta push the visor back. Oh, hard work that is. But then after that, of course, you've got the buttons to just tilt up and roll it all the way back, just in the center. Very nice. Rear passenger space. Let's talk about that. The E5 is, for me, okay up here because I don't have a very tall upper body. However, with my legs, It feels a little bit cramped. There is enough space. There is enough space, but it feels a little bit small. But I think it's because they've taken up so much room with the really nice front seats. So the front seats look like racing seats from this position here. But at the back, I can still move my knees around, which is good. But it does feel a little bit tight. You've got the armrest with a couple of cup holders and little rubbery bits to stop the cups from moving around. And you've got adjustable headrests on all 3 seats. In terms of safety features, this Omoda E5 has passed the water wading test and the bottom scraping test, which means it's a good old SUV, just the right height to be nice and safe, especially in monsoon weather. It also has ADAS 2.5, which is fully loaded with safety features. The E5 has integrated cruise control and exit warning, vehicle departure warning, overspeed warning, automatic emergency braking assist, rear cross traffic assist, and that's amongst many others. And on top of that, it's got a 360-degree camera, which is very useful, especially if you're indicating left, just checking out the blind spot to see if there's a pesky motorbike in the way or not. Malaysian roads are notoriously lumpy and bumpy, and the Chery Omoda E5 does a very good job of navigating them. It's got a very high seating position, so you can easily see the road in front of you and any obstacles that might be in your way. The suspension is smooth, as you'd expect from a brand new car, but it's also firm and quite sporty, which makes it enjoyable to drive, and it's a responsive car to push around. This Chery Omoda E5 is an electric vehicle, and what people will really want to know is how far it can go on a single charge. Well, this has an LFP 61 kilowatts per hour battery, and on a full charge it can do 430 kilometers. The Chery Omoda E5's single electric motor generates 204 horsepower, and that is married with 340 Newton meters of torque. The Omoda E5 claims 7.2 seconds from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, which is kind of okay. It's pretty fast. I'm gonna say it's a good speed. However, what I find more impressive is its 430 Newton meters of torque. And when you're cruising at 60 kilometers an hour, say, and then you just put your foot down, the launch is phenomenal, and you get up to 100 before you know it. Now, that is where the car's engine really comes into its own. That by far beats any petrol turbo car that I've driven recently. So I'm going to test out the speed a little bit. Here we go. So 50, here we go, and I'm going to put my foot down. Ooh. What fucking launches. That was impressive. So this Omoda E5, if you're on the highway and you're just cruising around and you need to be somewhere on the road, so okay, we're at 63 now, I put my foot down, woo, instant response, but you better be holding on to that steering wheel, because the car does have a mind of its own. It starts to steer in the direction that the wheels are facing. So you need to be a little bit careful and just remain focused. One of the features that I really like about this car is that when you come to a stop and you put your foot on the brake, take your foot off the brake, the car stays in position. It's not trying to move forward like a regular car. It's good. I mean, that's a feature on many older cars, but it's just standard normality on this Omoda E5. The Chery Omoda E5 is 146,800 ringgit without insurance, and that's for a fully electrical vehicle, no petrol at all. So it is the future. It's got the torque of a V8, but with the electric motor and being eco-friendly. It's a nice car, it drives well, it handles very well. However, if you're a little bit tall like me, so 6 foot tall, thereabouts, it might be a bit of a trouble. I don't mind driving it, it feels okay. But if I put the seat to the position I'd like it to be, the person in the back is definitely gonna suffer. So if you're the driver, no problem. If you're the passenger, you're gonna have some issues. On my Peter meter, I give the Chery Omoda E5 an 8 out of 10. It's a very nice car. It's an electric vehicle. It's what everyone wants the future to be like, but you're gonna have issues finding charging ports. You're gonna have issues if you're a little bit too tall. However, it's got a good entertainment system. It's chock-a-block full of safety features. It's got fantastic torque like a V8 sports car. It's gonna serve you really, really well, and you're going to enjoy driving it. So yeah, I give it an 8 out of 10. And there you go. Fuel has popped its EV cherry with the Chery Omoda E5. Now, mention down in the comments below which car you think Fuel should review next. And if you want to find out more about this wonderful EV vehicle, do come down to Chery Chanshaolin to book a test drive. And until next time, get fueled. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And be sure to check out some of the other videos we've got over here. Maybe that one, this one, that one. Remember, get fueled.